Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgie, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 136. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? In all honesty, I think this chapter was very interesting, and it was very hilarious at the same time because we got to see a lot of, one of the big strengths of Fujimoto, which is, the building of the narrative, as well as we get to see just how funny this dude is as a writer, because this chapter really emphasized, what's the struggle of Denji going forward, because right now he's trapped as a regular human, which is something that he always wanted to be, just live a regular life. But we also see that Fujimoto also, had a lot of fun probably with this chapter because the humor in it was fantastic. Now, before we go any further with this week's chapter, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Chainsaw Man as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So this week's chapter starts off in a pretty interesting way, which is that we see what Denji's up to, and we see that Denji's just kind of living a regular life. He just goes to school, and he seems very out of it. He's very bored, and we know why. I mean, he can't be Chainsaw Man, and that was his big thing. He loved being Chainsaw Man. He felt love, and right now he's just back to being an ordinary kid, and it obviously is bugging him. And we see that pretty much a random student goes up to him and is like, "Hey, are you wearing a Chainsaw Man shirt? You should be ashamed." And he just kind of like goes off on a rant about Denji, and he's just like, Chainsaw Man, he's taking credit for Asa Mitaka's like devil kills, and you should be ashamed because he's trying to steal credit from a woman, and you're actually supporting a victimizer. And it's like, dude, what? And Denji's like, dude, what are you going on about? Like, this dude is just like, bro, chill out. Like, what? And to make things even funnier, then this random guy comes up and is like, "Hey, you guys, are you guys talking bad about Chainsaw Man? Don't you dare diss him." And then you're just like, dude, what's up with everybody like today? Like, why is everybody acting like stupid? And you see that pretty much the guy is like, "Here, I won't let you disrespect Chainsaw Man." And he just punches Denji. And then we cut to the next scene, which is pretty much Denji's, I guess, at a teacher's room, and the teacher's like, "Listen, Denji, I give you a lot of leeway. You don't have any parents, and I get it, but don't be picking up fights and all this." And we find out that I guess Denji really beat up the guy badly because I guess he lost a tooth and all that. And Denji just kind of walks off, and then we cut to Yoshida, and we see that Yoshida's just waiting outside, and Yoshida's just like, "Hey, so I guess getting into fights is something like regular high school kids get into. That's something I wouldn't know about." And Denji's like, "Dude, what do you want?" So then Yoshida just looks at Denji and he's like, "Hey, so would you like to cut like class and just like do what regular high school students do, I guess, and just like go watch a movie?" And then we cut to like Denji and Yoshida just at the theater, and they're just watching this movie, and you see this devil just in the middle of the screen, and it's funny, like it's already been taken care of, but it's just the corpse is there still. And Denji's just like, "Bro, this is like just watching the movie." And then Yoshida's like, "Man, I guess this is not that really that exciting, huh? It's just kind of boring." And Denji's like, "Dude, shut up, I'm trying to watch the movie." And it's pretty funny because we do know that Denji does appreciate movies, since remember the date with Makima when they went to the movie theater, and how Makima really showed him what it means to be a film lover, because especially Fujimoto himself is a big film cinema lover. So you get to see Denji just a little bit of his strengths as a movie critic. He's trying to analyze the movie, while Yoshida's just trying to talk over it like, nah. But we see that pretty much Yoshida's like, "You see, it's not so bad. It's a nice simple life." And Denji's like, "Man, is this really all there is to it?" And Yoshida's like, "Yeah, that's it." And then we see that Yoshida's like, "By the way, I gotta go, but perfect timing. This person just showed up. Surprisingly showed up before they clean up the course, but oh well, you can't do anything about that. Anyway, Denji, I set you up with a girl, and I'm out of here." And Denji's just like looking at him like, "Dude, what?" So my man Yoshida trying to wingman right here, wingman of the year right here, setting up his man for a date. So Yoshida, I see you, bro. I see you looking up after your boy. I see you. And while Yoshida's leaving, you get to see a panel where just Denji just sitting alone at this movie theater, and he just it shows how empty he is right now, how distant and how lonely he feels at the moment, because a part of his identity is gone. He can't be Chainsaw Man, at least not, because if he were to become Chainsaw Man, Naruto would be in danger, and that's something he would never do. So he's at a crossroads, like I've been saying. Like he it's a very rough spot for him to be on, because he feels like a shell of his former self. And it's a real shame, because we all love Denji. We all hate to see whenever he, suffers, and he just feels sad, because we've been through his journey and we've seen how bad it can get at times. And the one thing that it always seemed like it was something that he was always happy about was being Chainsaw Man. So just him being sitting alone in that movie theater for that couple of like seconds, probably, I think it was a great, powerful scene that let us really feel like, yeah, Denji's honestly just alone right now. Like, he's very, it's sad. Like, to put it in simplest terms, it's very sad. And I really hope that he gets to become Chainsaw Man somehow without endangering Nayuta's life. But cutting back, we see that Denji's with this chick, and the chick just sits next to Denji, and Denji's like, listen man, I'm not in the mood, I'm kind of sad, so if I'm a little grumpy, that's probably why, and I'm also actually an awesome guy. So, and then out of nowhere, you just see like the next Denji start blushing. We're like, what? And the next panel is this chick is just grabbing for his junk. Like, she's grabbing for my man's junk right off the bat. Like, I was like, whoa, Denji, you got yourself a freak. Like, right off the bat, like literally not even 5 minutes in, this chick is already going for that. Like, whoa, like Denji was thrown off guard. And then you just see this chick smirking, like she's just smiling, like, whoa. Which, by the way, I have a little conflicting thoughts regarding this chick. I don't know whether she's genuinely just like trying to like bang like in the theater, like she's just going for that, or if it's something like Yoshida, it's one of Yoshida's spies, and something like that, or it's just a chick that really, really belongs to the streets, just going right off the junk with a dude that she never even met. But we see that Denji's just startled. Like, my man is just like flabbergasted, like, what is this? And how the chapter ends is like, you see her, what she's been doing, just grabbing his junk, and Denji is just he can't believe this. And this gave me a lot of like flashbacks to something like like Himeno's scene where when they're in the bed and whatnot. Like, Denji, he's a teenage boy and he's experiencing life, and in all honesty, we all knew that something like this would eventually happen in the story, but it's still nevertheless very shocking that it would be something like this. And that speaks a lot, since it's Chainsaw Man and we know this is a very shocking and very surprising series as a whole. Now, what I personally think will happen later on is that probably in the next chapter, so we see the continuation of this, and eventually I think that she's gonna try to pull a move on him, but maybe he'll be thinking about Asa or something, or he'll stop himself and just be like, I can't, I have a feelings for somebody else, because it wouldn't be out of character, because he has done this in the past. Remember the Himeno scene where Himeno was throwing herself at Denji, and Denji just turned her down because of Makima. He couldn't go through with it. So I think that it might be a nice parallel if something like this were to happen, where this chick, she's really trying to throw herself at Denji, but Denji, he's grown as a person, and he starts feeling, because we do know that he really cares about Asa, and he had a genuine connection with her. So I'm assuming that, he will be like, no, I can't do that. I'm actually like, I don't know if he'll say I'm in love with somebody, but I think he'll be like, I can't. But in his inner monologue, he'll probably be like, no, I like Asa. Like, I can't do that. I don't want to betray Asa like that. And I personally think that will be one of the messages that Chainsaw Man Part 2 will deliver, which is, love. Because Denji has been searching for something, and I think that something has been, a companion. Somebody that not just in a, brother and sister relationship, kind of like Nayuta himself, which he is happy with, but I think something beyond that, with, something like what a relationship of, lovers and, boyfriend and girlfriend. I think that's the one thing that he's always strived for, which is finding somebody that he can call, I think, his. That's just my romantic self speaking, but I think that that's what Denji, will eventually encounter in the story, which will be Asa and himself probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, date and just be happy, because I think these two individuals that have gone through so much, deserve happiness at the end. Overall, I absolutely love this chapter, and I can't wait to see where the story goes from here, because Fujimoto's cooking. My man has been cooking nonstop, and part 2 up to now has been phenomenal, and I honestly can't wait to see what's in store for us in the future. But with that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Chainsaw Man, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.